Welcome back to the channel. My name is Christine, and this content is created for the Lovers4Ever.net relationship blog created by Coach Brian Gormley. Today's topic is 6 tips for parents for coping with estrangement from adult children. So it's a fair statement that when parents and children are estranged, there's hurt on both sides. Navigating estrangement from adult children can be painful and difficult experience for both parents and adult children, and today we're talking about what parents can do to cope with this type of estrangement. So this is a controversial topic, and I expect that many of you will have strong feelings about it. But the first thing for you parents out there is to respect your child's decision. It's important for you as a parent to respect your child's decision to cut off contact. As much as you might want to reconcile, it's important to not pressure or guilt or ask other people to contact them on your behalf. Just don't do this. The second tip is to get some help so parents can get help from a coach, a therapist, or a support group to help you cope with the emotional pain of estrangement. It's important that you have a safe space to express your feelings and receive guidance on how to navigate this kind of situation. Another one is to take responsibility. So, as a parent, you can take responsibility for your part in the estrangement, whether you are acknowledging past mistakes or just showing a willingness to listen and understand your child's perspective. Now, this is a hot button for many adult children, is that they feel like their parents just don't take responsibility. And I just want to point out that, taking responsibility doesn't have to mean a condemnation of you and your whole life, and it doesn't make you a failure. In fact, if you can admit that, you screwed up and you could have done things differently, that could potentially completely reopen the door to contact with your child. But this takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery, because I think a lot of parents don't realize that the way they were raised was not healthy. And many of them are just so used to putting up with it, and they think that this is just the way it is. So, as we talked about in our previous post, adult children these days, they don't tolerate that stuff anymore. So we're talking about a brand new paradigm in terms of these contact cutoffs. And if parents continue to respond to this kind of estrangement situation without really doing their own work, you're never going to be able to reestablish contact. So another tip is to set some boundaries. So sometimes the adult child is the one that is abusive, and so you may need to set boundaries to protect yourself and your own well-being. You may need to limit communication or set expectations for behavior if contact is resumed. It's okay for you to expect your child to do things differently if they're the one that you feel like is being abusive to you. Another tip is to focus on your self-care. So it's important that parents focus on self-care and nurturing their relationships, and that in particular goes for their marriage. It's important to find hobbies and other activities, friendships, if your adult children cut off communication. Now, if this sounds like, oh, just get a hobby, that's not what I'm saying. But the fact is that your adult children are going to grow up and leave, and they're going to live their own life. And if your adult children is not a part of your everyday life, that may not be such a bad thing. I mean, once your children leave to go live their own life, chances are you're going to find other things to fill that time anyway. So it may just be a matter of giving the whole thing some time, and you go back to focusing on yourself for a little while and your relationships and your hobbies. And if you want to go to coaching during that time, that's a great thing. Get some help to deal with your own emotional stuff, and you never know, the door might open later on. And speaking of opening doors back up, it's important, if you want to reestablish communication with your adult child, to let them know that the door is open. Now, it's important, again, to respect your child's decision, but you can let them know that you're open to reconciliation when the child is ready. And so this might help you and everyone maintain a sense of hope and possibility for the future. All is not lost. For a lot of people, this is a really upsetting situation and it can be overwhelming and you may get flooded with emotions. But if that happens to you and you're having trouble functioning, it's time for you to seek help from a coach or a therapist. And don't forget, Coach Brian is here to support you in this. If you're having trouble navigating an estrangement with your adult child, Coach Brian can help. So contact us here through YouTube. Send us a message through YouTube or contact us at lovers4ever.net. That's lovers, the number 4, ever.net. Again, my name's Christine. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.